Welcome to the You Are a Grown Up, You Can Do Whatever You Want podcast.
Where you can stop living for other people and start owning your own life and business. After all, you are a grown up. You can do whatever you want.
We are your hosts, Ben and Kirsten Tyrell.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 8 of You Are a Grown Up, You Can Do Whatever You Want. Hope you guys are doing whatever you want today. We are.
Are we?
Well, we'd like to work. Kids are gone.
They're at Grandma's house, and we're getting a lot of stuff done.
Yeah, we're pedal to the metal, working it hard. I don't even realize, nobody can realize how much work goes into even one business, let alone several, which we have several. And it's all these tiny little pieces, keeping up with social media, keeping up with the back end. I mean, we've talked about this before, but it's hard. Mm-hmm. It's a lot. There's a lot of little things.
It gets overwhelming, but that's really the only way that you can do. I mean, everybody has their own philosophy on business, but I mean, we have just so many things going on that, we tie them all together and just make it all work. So
yeah. So we have this amazing Amazon course that you might have heard us mention, and it's been one of our babies, I guess you could say, in this whole process of being an online entrepreneur. Doing an online course was new to both of us, completely new.
And it was really aside from Amazon, like selling on Amazon, it was really our first product that we created that we were selling, so we're kind of learning along the way.
Our first informational product, like our first digital product. So it's been interesting because we've tried to synthesize everything we've learned into a course, and I think you built it kind of the way we learned it. Like, it's step by step, and you didn't want to overwhelm people, so you were dripping content, meaning only getting a little bit at the beginning so that it wasn't overwhelming.
So you would have, set it up so you'd have, a week to work on a certain assignment that leads up to a new assignment, and it would just be released so that it wouldn't be overwhelming. And I got a lot of great feedback on that because there's people saying we know it's an overwhelming process, and
that's why they're there.
Yeah.
Like, they're taking the course because they don't want to have to figure it out for themselves.
But then I started getting a couple students that were like, hey, can we have all the information?
We're ready to go. We're on fire. We want to do the whole thing.
And so then I started thinking, well, maybe we should just change it. Maybe I'll just release all the content and call it good. But then it changed. I don't know the best way to say it. The whole spirit of the course changed, and the purpose of the course changed.
From we're all in this together to kind of just it was just all over the place.
Yeah,
it's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, and so it's it really made me realize how important it is, especially when you're building a course, or even if you're building a consulting business, or you're building anything
that you're providing information.
You need to be true to you and true to your product so that you can best serve the people that you want to serve. Because if you change it, or if you're actually going against what it was originally supposed to be, it's just not going to be as effective.
Because you had the inspiration, you had the know-how in the beginning for a reason. And if you keep second guessing and keep changing and changing and changing, eventually you're left with pieces of what you started, which sometimes I guess can work. Some things need to evolve, some things need to grow and change, but
yeah, I mean, if you're not changing, you're not progressing. But I think the big takeaway is not letting other people's opinions and other people's suggestions get in the way of what you know to be true.
And isn't that hard when you've been an employee your whole life? Because you've always had to do what people tell you to do. Always. You always have somebody above you, a manager, a boss, somebody who's telling you, well, this looks great, but it needs to be done differently. Especially when you worked for somebody who there was no rhyme or reason to why things needed to change, just because she could change things.
Yeah. And it's just, and for me, I'm the type of personality where I want to make people happy and give them a great product. But at the end of the day, it wasn't serving the people, and it wasn't serving the right people. So you know, here we go again. We're changing changing things up. But I'm actually really excited with the new structure of the course. So if anybody's been thinking about creating online course, there's so many different ways that you can do it. And we're kind of just learning along the way.
Yeah.
But we're actually going to be shifting from a course, a traditional course site, to a membership program.
Mm-hmm.
So
because there's so much information.
Yeah, there's so much information. And, it's like when you're pricing your digital products or your information products, you want to price it to, reflect the value of what you have to offer. And sometimes that's hard for customers to digest. Because really, you could be creating a product and it's worth $1,500. But if the people that you're trying to serve may not be able to pay that, then it's kind of but if you're, if you're creating courses that are specifically for high ticket customers, then that's great. But I think for me and kind of our mission of what we're doing right now is to almost serve those people that are new to the business
and are where we were back in October when we had this is a course that I would have wanted when we started, but we had to figure it all out for ourselves. We also didn't have $500 to invest necessarily right then.
Yeah.
Or even if we did, we wanted to invest that into product instead of, a course. So really it's hard because we're marketing to people who maybe are in our same situation where you don't want to spend $1,000. Really, the information in here, if you think about taking a college course or getting a college degree, you spend thousands and thousands of dollars to maybe get a job.
Yeah.
With this, it's information that will actually make you money almost immediately. With the retail arbitrage course in there, you're learning how to get paid to shop. And it's valuable. It's legit. It's something that can start changing your life instantly. So it's hard to make it super cheap, but we also know that people have other commitments. And if you're a side entrepreneur, you can't necessarily put your whole life savings into learning something.
And if you know nothing about being an entrepreneur, if it's a new thing for you, it's a scary investment because it's
you don't know,
yeah,
there's no proof. There's no, there's no well, there can be proof. We have people who are making money, but there's no way to know the outcome until you jump in. And that's so different from a 9-to-5 job where, even if you go to work and you don't work, you're going to get paid mostly.
So with this new structure, what's going to happen is students come in. It's the price right now is $47 a month. It's just a month-to-month thing. That way people can try it out. They can get some valuable information. They can start taking action. And you know what? At the end of the month, if they feel like this is just not for me, I just don't think I can do this, I don't have, it's not the right time, then they can cancel, and then come back. I don't want people to feel like, hey, I'm going to spend $400 on a course, but now I don't really have any extra money to buy product to put onto Amazon.
We want you to start making money.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
And, it's just it can be a little defeating if you're passionate about something and then you just get to the point where you're you know what, I just can't realistically do this. I can't buy anything else. So, that's kind of the premise of what we're trying to achieve with the course is just to give people the tools and the inspiration and the motivation to go out and start making things happen. So when somebody signs up, they're going to get all the core information right away to start learning how Amazon FBA works and how to start researching products and getting it prepared to send into Amazon. And then the other great thing about this program that we have, it's kind of been that way from the beginning, is that there's a built-in support system that is always there. We have a great mastermind group on Facebook where people post questions. I'm on there every day. You're not going to be left alone in this process of selling on Amazon. And then the great thing with the membership program or the membership structure is each month there's going to be kind of breakaway sessions that are going to be posted to the course group where we talk about specific topics about, like product photography, how to deal with taxes, how to structure your business. Like there's so many different opportunities to share and grow within the community. And, and the students have the flexibility to participate in it as much as they want. So I really feel like this new format is going to achieve what we are wanting to achieve, and that's empowering people to make a change
and make money online while you're sleeping and while you're playing. It's actually really, really fun to check your Amazon account every day and be like, oh good, we made $100 and you didn't do any work. Like we're working on other things, but this is just like this giant that just, you like hear the hum of an engine, or you hear the hum of like your air conditioner, it's working, but you don't really have to think about it. That's how Amazon is.
Yeah.
It's working, it's making us money, and we don't have to think about it. And that's huge. So that's what we want for everybody, really. Like if you don't even have to have a huge entrepreneur bug. You just have to want to make some extra money on the side to maybe do a family vacation, or I don't know, you could be crazy like us and want to become millionaires. It's totally possible with Amazon.
Yeah, because we have people from all different walks of life, all different situations. Like we have students that, they started doing it and they paid for their vacation.
Just from retail arbitrage.
Yeah, you don't have to have the goal of making thousands of dollars every month. It's a great thing to work up towards, but if you're even looking forward to making $400 or $500 extra a month,
that's a lot for a lot of people too. That's like groceries.
It can really happen.
Yeah.
So, be true to your product. Be true to your customers.
Be true to your tribe. That's the title of this episode. True to your tribe. And also true to yourself. I think that at the end of the day, that's the most important. And you're going to know what's best in your business. And when you don't, you get to find cool resources like this podcast. Speaking of the podcast, go head over right now. If you're on an iPhone or you have an Apple product, go leave us a rating and review in iTunes. Just search our podcast, click the little review tab, and leave us a rating and review. It helps us a ton. And also make sure you register for that free Millionaire Mindset Makeover over on the website, youareagrownup.com, where we can start helping you guys change your mindset and shift your thinking so that you don't even hesitate when you hear ideas for making money. You just jump right in feet first. Love to have you guys in the course, and thank you for listening to the podcast. We hope you have a wonderful Wednesday.
See ya. This episode is brought to you by Passive Impact Academy. Visit PassiveImpact.com to learn how to build freedom in your life and business through passive income. Start your journey to financial freedom at PassiveImpact.com.